is me. This is also me, but in Sky, Children of the Light. I love Sky, and since I'm actually kind of proud of how my character looks now, I thought it would be the perfect time to draw it. If you don't know what Sky, Children of the Light is, it is basically an online video game that is exploration-based. Players explore the world of Sky, reliving spirit memories to unlock certain expressions, cosmetics, and areas throughout the world. They also search for winged light, which just boosts their cape power, enabling them to fly higher and longer. I hope all that made sense, because I'm not that good at explaining things, so if I miss stuff, you can comment down below. But anyway, in Sky, there's these things called seasons. Seasons are themed around concepts. For example, there's the season of flight, enchantment, and remembrance, just to name a few. My personal favorite seasons are the season of the Little Prince and the season of the Nine-Colored Deer. As an aspiring author and storyteller, I feel drawn to these seasons because they tell a story in an engaging way that actually makes it feel like I'm a part of the story. The season of the Little Prince does this wonderfully, because I feel like I'm actually having a connection with the Little Prince. My connection and love for the Little Prince is probably also supported by the fact that I literally have no friends in Sky, and all the friends that I do have are never on it. My second favorite season is the season of the Nine-Colored Deer, as I already stated earlier. And I like it mainly just because of the storytelling elements. And to me, for some reason, it kind of felt different from everything that Sky has done before. I'm also really hopeful for this new season, the season of the Bluebird, because so far it seems to really have that storytelling effect that I'm looking for. Anyway, enough about the seasons. Let's talk about some of my favorite places in Sky. In no particular order, because I don't really have an actual favorite, I like the elevated clearing in the Hidden Forest, because there was this one time that I was able to get on top of like the roof of the map. It just looked like I was walking on the air. I also like the plain old regular Hidden Forest, mainly because the music in that area is just so great. I also like Aviary Village for the same reason. The music there is probably the best music in the entire game, in my opinion. Anyways, my last favorite place, or probably my first favorite place actually, now that I think of it, is the Crab Caves in Sanctuary Island. Now if you've been there, you might be wondering why I chose this seemingly random and completely boring place to be my most favorite of all the places in the entire world of Sky. Well, my dear friends, it is because I very unofficially made 4 crabs there my pet. Well, technically it was 5 crabs, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so if there is one thing that you should know about me when I am playing Sky, Children of the Light, it is that I love crabs. The very first crab that I officially dubbed as my pet was named Crab, spelled C-A-R-B. Don't worry. I spelled it incorrectly on purpose. Now, Crab was definitely the angriest of all of my crabs. After not even a minute of holding him, he flipped right over and started biting me as I was holding him. But I guess he does have some right to be angry because I did a lot of things with him. To explain, let's just say you can't fly with crabs, and if you go up in one of the geysers and try to move anywhere, they'll just stay in the air. Well, it only looks like that because you fall at a faster rate than crabs do, and so the crab is just falling very slowly while you're just falling very quickly. It's crazy. But let's just say I did that a couple of times with Crab, and when I finally took him back to the crab cave and let him go, he was so mad and bit me so many times that I even lost a couple of winged lights. And I don't think I've ever lost any winged lights from crabs before now, so that kind of just shows how mad he was. Anyway, my second crab, his name is Carb. Well, his name was Carb since he literally died after 30 seconds of me holding him. I hadn't even gotten out of the cave yet before he just died in my arms. 1 second he was there, and the next he was a pile of black dots on the floor. But don't worry, because I got a different crab named Carb. His name is Carb 2, spelled C-R-A-B 2. Carb 2 is kind of a scaredy crab. He doesn't really like me that much, and when he tried to bite me, he just kept backing away. and burying himself in the ground. As can be expected from Carb 2, he moves in very fast, jittery movements, a stark contrast to Hamburger, my third crab. Hamburger, spelled H-A-M, all caps, and Burger, all lowercase, moves in these big, wide, circular motions, and really likes spending his time climbing up walls. He kind of stays away from me most of the time, but that's okay, because I still count him as one of my crabs. Last of my crabs, but certainly not least, is Sesame Seed, spelt Sesame Seed. I know it's only 2 letters, but I thought it would be perfect. Sesame Seed is the most recent addition to my crabs, and also the only crab that I have not picked up yet. And this is because I quite literally can't pick her up. I don't really know what's wrong with her. It's probably a glitch in the game, but she just stays still all the time. I can't knock her over, and so that means I can't really pick her up. But she also can't bite me, and she also doesn't move when I try to approach her. As you can see, all the other crabs are moving. As I said earlier, I don't know exactly what's wrong with Sesame Seed. I think she might be dying. But either way, she's the only crab that actually lets me get even remotely close to her while she's standing up. So I'd consider that a win. News update 3 days later. I went to the crab caves and Sesame Seed wasn't there. I think she must have died. The other crabs were there though. Actually, I didn't see Hamburger, but I think he was just on the upper level, climbing a wall or something. But Crab and Carb were definitely there. Now that I think of it, I actually am pretty sure that Crab might be the alpha crab, or at the very least, just some kind of protector of the cave. Because today I saw some people in the crab cave, getting all the wax, and Crab was very mad and literally chased them out of the cave. It was hilarious. Crab went way out there to make sure that they weren't coming back. But anyways, most of the time that I spend with my crabs is me going to the polluted geyser. So I'm mostly just carrying them around, confusing people. Some of the reactions that I get from people are absolutely hilarious, and this one person just wouldn't stop laughing at the crab that I was carrying. I'm pretty sure that we ended up becoming friends, but I still somehow never see them. That brings us to what I like doing most in Sky, which at the top of my list is confusing people. Sadly, I don't have any footage of this, but sometimes I'll just take a picnic table spell and set up a picnic table in the Eye of Eden. I got some pretty good laughs out of that. I also didn't speak at all when I was on the picnic tables, and so they were kind of confused because why would I be setting up a picnic table and not speak to them? My next favorite thing to do is carry around crabs. I like to experiment with what I can and can't do while I'm holding a crab. For example, you can't take crabs through portals, but you can walk with crabs, you can swim with crabs, you can sometimes jump with crabs, but jumping with crabs is a little finicky because sometimes you'll just drop them. You can fly straight up with crabs, but you can't fly forward or fall long distances. If you only flap a couple of times, it's fine. But if you fall longer, from a geyser, it will just stay in the air. I like ice skating, but only when the home ice is over for the winter because I like jumping off of the snow piles and doing little tricks. Some other things I like doing are rolling in the air, similarly cartwheeling in the air, and cannonballing off of rocks into the water. Although most of the time I just try collecting candles by going to the ancestor table in the elevated clearing and the polluted geyser and sanctuary islands. Anyway, some really random facts about me and Sky are that my favorite bonfire is the bonfire at the Golden Wasteland in the graveyard. It's because the crabs that you save from getting cooked are literally the only crabs in the entire game that actually love you. And so it's just really fulfilling to actually carry around a crab that doesn't hate your guts. And it's safe from the krill, so there's that bonus too. Another fun fact is the traveling spirit that I got my lovely pants from, the rallying thrill seeker in Sanctuary Islands. When it was a traveling spirit, for some reason I was so confused on why the spirit was glowing yellow when I kept passing it on my way to the polluted geyser. And so I relived that spirit's memory like 5 times before I finally realized that it was glowing yellow because it was the traveling spirit. I got my cape and my hair both from the Days of Bloom, this most recent one. The cape is the green petal cape, or as I like to call it, the lettuce cape, because it literally looks like lettuce. My mask is the fox mask from the Season of Passage, which I've had for quite a while, ever since the season, I think. I changed the eye color from teal to orange in this past season of Radiance, just to better match my outfit. And I'm sorry, I did lose quite a bit of footage while I was editing this. I did film it, but the file was too big, so it refused to load. I guess that's what I get when I just do everything on my iPad. Yeah, so I didn't manage to film any of the cape or of the hair, which is a real bummer because I was so proud of my hair. But I guess that's just what happens sometimes. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want more content like this, definitely show your appreciation by liking and subscribing. I need more subscribers, because I'm trying to beat my sister. But yeah, this is the final artwork. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.